Hi guys, my name is Ben Guilford. I'm the owner of the Firebrick Company, and in this video we're going to take you through understanding cracking in wood-fired ovens and how that's going to affect your oven.
One of the things that you're going to notice once you get through all of your curing fires and you start firing the oven right up, getting some real heat into it, which is an exciting time, is you're going to see some hairline cracks developing in your oven in a couple of locations, and that is completely normal. One place that we see a crack forming quite commonly is at the intersection between the Springer brick and the vent arch here. It's common to see a hairline crack there. You'll also get one or usually two hairline cracks chasing up through your brick dome, starting at the base, working their way up to the top. Now, again, these are not something that you should be concerned about. What you have to be aware of is that we've built a rigid masonry structure here behind us, and we're heating that structure up to some pretty impressive temperatures. And what happens when we do that is, well, those materials expand slightly. When they cool, they contract again. And in that expansion, it creates stress, a thermal stress in the structure of the oven, and it needs stress relief. And so a small crack will form that relieves the stress that the structure is experiencing. Okay, so the cracks are normal. Again, they're not something that you should be worried about. If you get a crack more than 2 millimeters in width, then we do have a repair material that we can send out to you to work into that crack. Again, it's not, even if you had a 2 millimeter crack, it actually wouldn't be a structural problem for our oven because of the way it's designed. But it may just be an aesthetic thing that you'd like to fix, and so we always have material that we can send you to patch it up, just to make it look a little nicer. So yeah, just be aware of that. Cracking in wood-fired ovens is just par for the course. It's just what happens, and the way we've designed everything to do with how the oven goes together, we've had that in mind from the beginning when we started the design. So making sure that regardless of any cracks that may form in our joints, the oven's still going to stand the test of time and be there in the future for you and your family to enjoy.
We're out here in beautiful Oregon, the USA, at the house of Mr. Tom, who's been very gracious to have us over on the 4th of July, no less. And we're going to use his oven, which we've got burning behind us, to just show you a couple of the cracks that you're very, very likely to see. If you built one of our brick oven kits, most likely you will have built that on a reinforced concrete slab. And when you fire your oven up, what you will notice, and I almost guarantee that you will see this exact pattern, is a crack forming in your suspended concrete slab, going from front to back and left to right, directly underneath the dome of the oven. And I can explain to you exactly why that happens. But before we get to that, I just want to reassure you that that's not a structural issue for you. Actually, part of my background was in bridge building, and my job was to monitor, as an engineer, to monitor the quality control of pre-stressed and pre-tensioned bridge beams and parapets and things of that ilk. And one of the rules is that cracking is allowed, but it's only allowed up to a certain size. And the kind of cracks that you're going to see in your suspended slab are basically going to be hairline. They are not a problem for you at all. They're not going to form any kind of structural issue where it's going to collapse, because what's holding your stand together, what's holding that slab together, is not the concrete, it's the reinforcing. The reinforcing is what's providing the flexural strength that stops the slab from dipping or bending. That's not the concrete, it's the steel within. So that won't have cracked. You don't have to worry. It's completely normal. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. In fact, I actually thought I'd test this. I built an oven with a suspended slab that was nearly 150 millimeters thick. I used 50 MPa concrete, which is basically what bridge beams are built from. And I used 1 inch, 24 millimeter reinforcing at 150 mil centers. It was ridiculous. You could have driven a train over it, and it got the exact same crack, front to back, left to right. So just want to reassure you guys, when you see that, please don't worry. You'll often see it. It will just chasing down out of the perlite here, and then coming across the surface, and then coming down the side here. Now, if we had block work down here, we would probably see that crack extend into those blocks. Again, it's not a problem, and I almost guarantee that you're going to see it. But once you get some render on there, that will cover it up, or you could tile over it. But it's not going to be any kind of structural issue for you in the years ahead.